Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, guys. Zero to Euro Tech Consulting today offers to give you, to delight you, to help you in your next interview. Trust me, I'm speaking from a place of experience, from personal experience and experience of my friends and students alike. So join me as I talk about some important things on how to pass your interview. This applies to any country: Australia, UK, Nigeria, So join me as we share some of the important points. Right, so congratulations, you've gotten that interview, right? So there are a couple of things you need to do to actually be successful. But it's very tough, even beyond the interview stage, for you to actually land that job. There are lots of candidates that have applied to that same job that you're targeting. So when you're invited for an interview, it's very important for you to give it your 110%, right? Make sure that you have that satisfaction that you actually done your very best. And that starts with point one: prepare. You have to prepare. You can't over prepare for a job. And how do you prepare? You need to read about the organization, right? So you need to know think about the products that they offer, the services, their values, the structure, maybe any information you can just get from their website. It will go a long way for you to know more about the organization, which will really set you apart. Because trust me, there are a lot of candidates that actually do not do that basic research about the organization. The second thing is also familiarize yourself more with the job description. It's very important for you to go through the job description, the specific things that they want. Go through those items line by line and understand where your strength lies. Hopefully you are actually qualified for the job. So it's important for you to just do a refresher. I know you might have applied to several jobs and forgotten, but it's important when you get that call for interview, make sure that you go through the line by line of the job description and just prepare possible response for any question in that line. So we go to the next point, which is for you to actually be skilled, right? This should have come earlier, but it's important for you to be skilled in a specific role. For example, if you're applying for a business analyst, you need to even know the fundamental. You need to have the skills. In Australia particularly, there's a lot of emphasis on experience. So if you're going for an interview, have your story or your experience or what you've done in that particular field. Have real life story that you tell. I call it a story because when you are telling a story, it's more exciting. So you have to make it exciting for your interviewers. When it's exciting, you stand a better chance because it shows credibility. It shows that you actually know what you're talking about. So when you tell it like a story, it's more believable. It's very straightforward. It is believable. So it just excites your interviewers, and they also want to have a great time, interviewing you, and it does help them have that memory of you. So it's important for you to be skilled, to have that experience and all the things you've done in particular ready for your interviewers, right? So for example, if I'm going for a Scrum Master interview, I would prepare, story about some of the projects I've worked on, some of the challenges that I've faced, some of the difficult stakeholders that I've had to manage, how I conduct my sprint ceremonies, events, meetings, how I manage my stakeholders, the type of reports that I've actually created for my stakeholders, So all those things will just excite your interviewers. Listen to comprehend and not just to reply, right? It's a very important message there. It's important for you to already understand what they're asking, right? So that you can process it and respond in a smart way. You're responding to the question and not just replying to the question. Like, I just have to say something. If you just reply without comprehending the question so you can provide the right answer, you guys come on, you already know that you might not provide the right answer that will satisfy the interviewers. So it's really important for you to comprehend, and that leads us to the next question and the next point, which is you need to buy yourself some time in some situation. There's no way, if you've been going through interview process, sometimes the interviewers will ask us questions we're not really familiar with, or we've not really prepared for that scenario or such question. In that situation, you need to be able to buy yourself some time. Not the cliche approach of, can you repeat yourself? That's also a strategy, but you can't use it too many times in an interview. But you can use filler or something like, that's a very interesting question. This actually happens a lot in my organization. By doing that, you're already buying yourself time, thinking time to actually think about the scenario. And as you're using the filler words, you can thinking and then providing the answers. So it's really important for you to buy yourself time using those kind of filler work. It's really important, trust me, guys. And that's a very smart way, because the interviewer will not know that, oh, you're actually buying yourself some time. Please. Avoid monosyllabic answers, right? There's always that close-ended questions that interviewers will ask you during the interview. They might ask you something like, okay, have you used Jira before in your organization? And then there's a temptation for some interviewees to say yes or no. Avoid that. Buttress it. Say something like, oh yes, I've used Jira a lot, have about 5 years experience using Jira in my organization. I use it for my product delivery, product management, tax bug tracking, tax assignment, all of that. You tell a story, and that's also links back to having a story to tell for some questions. So it makes it interesting for your interviewers, right? Rather than just say no, yes. It's very awkward. So please avoid that, guys. And the last thing for today is always have questions for your interviewers. Again, you don't just want it to be like you just showed up for the interview, for questions. That you want to demonstrate that you're interested in the opportunity, in the role, and you've done some research. So have some questions that you can ask. You can ask them simple things. What does success look like in this role in 30 days, in 90 days? What is the team composition? Who are the critical stakeholders? What is the company's vision for the next 1 year, 2 years? Those are some of the questions you can ask, and you just show that you're really interested. You've done some research about this organization. So guys, I hope that some of these points will help you in your next interview. I have a couple of other videos of real life interviews that I've gone through. You can watch that. They are focused on Scrum, business analyst, and interview. That's my domain. So if you want to have a look, I'll link the video below. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Please continue to like our video, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel. That would encourage us to continue to deliver for you and deliver useful information. Thanks guys. Bye.